Nope. Okay, so we're doing number 11 from the practice quiz. Let's see. A fire is sighted due west of lookout A. So let's go ahead and put lookout A. And then due west means I'm literally just going to go straight to the west. And there's a fire. Okay. There's my fire. The bearing of the fire from lookout B, 12.6 miles due south of A. So let's go ahead and put B, which is 12.6 miles due south of A, which means that what's this right here? If that's due west and this is due south, that's got to be a 90-degree angle right there, because they're horizontal and vertical perpendicular to each other. So now it's telling me the bearing of the fire from lookout B is north 40 degrees 50 minutes west. So here's my lookout B. In the north direction, I'm going off the north line, I'm going 40 degrees 50 minutes towards the west. How far is the fire from B to the nearest tenth of a mile? So now that I have it, it's actually not that bad. I know where my right angle is. So I know it's a right triangle. They gave me one of the angles. I just have to find that hypotenuse. Keep in mind, guys, that this is multiple choice. So what can you tell me about X before I even do anything? It's gotta be which means it's got to be, yes, the longest side. It's got to be bigger than 12.6. So look at your choices. What number is this, 11? Oh, shoot, it doesn't help me anyway. But maybe in the future it could help. If any of the choices were less than 12.6, it couldn't be right. So I know, I'm looking for something bigger than 12.6. All right, great. So can I just use a trig ratio? I have everything I need. I have an angle, I have a side. So what ratio would you use here? Cosine, because I have the adjacent side and the hypotenuse. So cosine of 40 degrees 50 minutes equals adjacent over hypotenuse. Now I just need to type that in the calculator. Remember how to do degrees and minutes in the calculator? So let's do it. Oh wait, I'm going to swap these two, right? Because I want my x, I can't have the x in the denominator. So I'm really doing x equals 12.6 divided by cosine 40 degrees 50 minutes. And that's what I'm going to type in. 12.6 divided by, now I'm going to put it in parentheses just to be extra careful, cosine 40 degrees 50 minutes. Close, close, hit enter. I get x is 16.7. which is a reasonable answer because I knew it had to be bigger than 12.6. So 16.7 sounds reasonable. I'm going with choice A on 11. What else can I do for you? 13. Ah, yes, okay. We have an airplane traveling 200 kilometers per hour for 1 hour in a direction 323 degrees from Greenville. At the end of this time, how far west of Greenville is the plane to the nearest kilometer? Okay, so it started at Greenville, so let's put a big old G. And it flew 200 kilometers per hour for 1 hour, so didn't it go 200 kilometers, right? In a direction of 323 degrees. So let me draw a north-south line. 323 degrees. Well, let's think. Here's 0. This would be 90, 180, 270. I'm not quite to 360, but I'm awfully kind of close, so I don't know, maybe about there. And that's showing this whole big old angle. That is 323 degrees, which means that this little angle right here would be 37. Exactly. So I'm going to erase this because it's probably going to mess make things look all messy. All right, so my plane flew that way, and we already determined 200 kilometers per hour times 1 hour is just 200, right? So the length of this is 200. And, oh, it's asking me now, how far west of Greenville is the plane? So, they're trying to say, if you went straight west from Greenville, how far in the, I guess, yeah, I'm looking for this. How far in to the west would I did this? Does that make any sense? I'm trying to go, no, yes, yeah, a little bit. How far west of Greenville am I? So west of Greenville would put me here. So that's got to be a 90-degree angle because I went west and that's a north-south. If that's 37, don't I know what this is? This angle right here? It's gotta be. Yeah, because these two get me to 90. So that's a 53 right there. And now I have everything I need. I'm looking for this. So let's look at my triangle without all the extra pieces. That's 200, that's 53, and I'm looking for x. So what ratio am I using? Okay, maybe we need to review how to do this, right? So, who's the hypotenuse out of these three sides? 200, right? So that one's the hypotenuse. The 53-degree angle is here, right? The side opposite the 53-degree angle would be here. I don't have anything marked there, so I don't care about the opposite side. This side that's marked with the x is the adjacent side. So I want the SOHCAHTOA one that deals with adjacent hypotenuse. It's cosine. So cosine of 53 should be adjacent over hypotenuse. And now I can solve for x. Cosine of 53 times 200. 120.3. So I'm going to go choice B. I'm glad you asked that question because we didn't do one like that. You know what else we didn't do one like, but it's actually kind of super easy, so, but we should do it just so that you've seen it. Number 10. They want to know what would the bearing be of a thing at the point -3, -3. So -3, -3 would be about there, right? They want to know what would that bearing be. So from here all the way around to there. Well, let's talk about it in method 1, right? Method 1 has 0 up top. That'd be 90. That'd be 270. So this has got to be bigger than 270, but not quite. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Blah, 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 blah. Just kidding. That's 0. That's 90. That's 180. That would be 270. So I'm somewhere in between 180 and 270, right? Okay, let's look at our choices. So I'm crossing out C and D because they say 315. That's not what I have at all. So 225, yep, that makes sense. 225 looks about right. Now I need to do it in method 2. So if I'm starting at this point and I'm landing here, did I go north or did I go south? South. So my first letter should be south. They both are. Okay, great. Then I went over here. So did I go in the east direction or the west direction? West. So I'm choosing choice A. Was that one so bad? Okay. What else you got, Linda? Anything? 7. Okay, so they gave you, remember this equation, F equals W sine theta? So let's start with that. F equals W times sine of theta. And blah, 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 blah. What is the grade resistance to the nearest pound of a 2,000-pound car traveling uphill on a 2-degree grade, which means theta equals 2 degrees? So what do I plug in 2,000 for? Which of these things? For what? For the weight, W. Yep. So 2,000 is going to go in for the weight. They told me that theta is 2. So that's it. You're just solving for F. So just hit 2,000 times the sine of 2. $69.8. So A. What else? Anything else? Do you have any more? Glance at the rest. Or does anybody else have one that you already came across that you're like, nah, I don't know what the heck I'm doing with that. No, are you sure? Everybody's good? So hopefully the first couple, they're just calculator ones. So you just got to pop that in the calculator. So can everybody do degrees, minutes on the calculator? Okay, then those should be relatively easy. What do you do on like number 5? How do you find theta? What do you do? Second, exactly. You do second sine and then type in that crazy decimal. How do you do it for cotangent though? There's no cotangent button. Yes, remember that's 1 divided by tangent. So you're really doing 1 over tangent theta equals that crazy decimal. I'm not gonna write it all out. So I take the reciprocal of both sides. So I have tangent of theta equals 1 over 1.4100 blah 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 blah. And now I can hit second tan 1 divided by all that. 8 should be super easy. You're just solving the right triangle. So they gave you some values. So solving a right triangle just means find all the missing angles, find all the missing sides. So if they gave me A already, it's 33.3. I could find angle B really easy. But it looks like they all have angle B the same, so that's not going to save me any time. It must be 56.7. And then they also tell me lowercase b is 3.8. So just do, I don't know, solve for A first maybe. Then you'd be doing tangent, right? Because that'd be opposite over adjacent. And then you could solve for A. And then once you have A, I bet you it's 1.4 because those are both 1.4s. But then you can just find C. Okay, 9 is one of those beast problems. Yes, it's annoying. But there's only one. There's only one. So worst case, you have a 1 in 4 shot of getting it right anyway. And then the other ones are these bearings. But they're not too terrible. I'm going to do 14 real quick because I think I have time. Just one angle of elevation one. From a boat on a lake, the angle of elevation to the top of a cliff. Okay, so here's my lake, here's my cliff, I have a boat. Okay. And it says, from a boat on the lake, the angle of elevation to the top of a cliff. So there's my right triangle, right? So that angle of elevation is 30 degrees, 59 minutes. If the base of the cliff is 1,194 feet from the boat, how high is the cliff? Well, that wasn't so bad. What would I do to solve this? I would use tangent. That's it. Tangent that equals that over that, and then solve. You see? Not so bad. Okay, so I will post the answers to this